told me this money belongs to the officers who are guarding the airplane. The reason why I became a suspect, to be the third suspect to be searched, is because before, like 3-4 days ago, the former president.
What happens when a simple order turns your life upside down?
Why I didn't even ask questions, because there are no questions to ask in police force. We follow the last order. So the order was take this money and go and keep it safe.
Today, you'll hear from a man who went from guarding president to fighting for justice only because he followed a single instruction.
Ex-police, APC Samuel Wanyoike Rakumo. I was enrolled in the administration police force on 2006, and I did my course at Ebakasi, APTC, that is Administration Police Training College. I finished my training on 2007 at allowed, I think in February.
He joined the force, trained hard, and was posted to a remote sub-district.
7.
After that, I was assigned I was posted to Isiolo district. Then after I reached Isiolo district, I was also posted to a post in Garbatura. Garbatura was a sub district by them, but as for now it's the district by its own. There now I had to do the police work which was assigned to me. We were doing escorts, we are guarding government premises, we are doing coverage to politicians. Sometimes even we are doing coverage to the schools when exams were being held.
On November 1st, 2007, election fever gripped the nation. He was on sentry duty when everything changed.
And so on. Now this is my story in how I lost my job. After I served in the force, after my graduation, almost 7 to 8 months, because on November 2007, 1st November 2007, there was a campaign rally, the 2007 rally, we campaigned at Skaten. That day, I was not assigned to Penabari when the coverage to the workation. My assignment was to go and look the government building. That government building, there are rooms inside there. One was for the DO, the other one was for the APs. We had an armory. Also we had an office of the poster. So I was assigned first day shift, first sentry, on 1st November 2007. And that day, Honorable Ruto, the president now, was attending his campaign rally on that crowd of Garbatura. So the police, my fellow policemen were giving him coverage, but as for me, I was guarding the building. After I finished my sentry, which was first day shift, at noon, I went to my house and I changed to civilian so that I can go and also join the other officers and fellow citizens to the campaign rally, because also I was eager to go there. On my way going to the campaign, I decided first to go and see the helicopter, because I haven't seen an helicopter rather down. So my curiosity made me pass that direction.
A senior corporal handed him an envelope for the chopper guards. He trusted and hid it, never imagining the trouble that would bring him.
Before I reached where the helicopter had been parked, met with my senior, who was corporal by then, and he had on me an envelope and told me to keep the envelope safe, and the envelope was open, so I saw it was money, and he told me this money belongs to the officers who are guarding the airplane. I took the money and went back and turned back and went and put the money in my house. The reason why I didn't even ask questions, because there are no questions to ask in police force. We follow the last order. So the order was take this money and go and keep it safe. That was the second time we were given money. It was like 3-4 days ago. The former president Uhuru Kenyatta had came and he gave us money. Because as for me, I received 5,000 Kenya shillings. So I decided to go and keep the money safe as I was instructed. I went to the house and kept the money where I thought is a safe place. So I decided where I can keep this money is only in my box, and my box is not a safe place because anybody can come and the first thing he will open a box. So I decided to keep the money on the Jiko. Jiko is the cooking stuff which we put charcoal, and there is a sieve. If you remove that sieve on that cooking stuff, the ashes go down. So I decided to put the money inside that cooking stuff and return the sieve of that Jiko, and that I felt that is a safe place. And I decided now to attend the rally because I have kept the money safe. That the money was safe to me at that point. On my way to the campaign, I realized the campaign has already been finished. Everybody is going to his way, and so I decided not also to go to the campaign after that, because that area has so much dust, and the helicopter was already decided was on its way to fly off, and the civilians were on their way homes. The officers were on their way back to the camp. So I decided to go to the shopping center and took my supper.
Hours later, officers stormed every house, then his. No money was found, but suspicion fell on him.
All the towns, I decided before I go back to the house, let me take one for the road. So by then I was drinking beer. I went to the bar and asked for a white cup. Before I finished my white cup, the officers who were guarding the aircraft and my seniors and other officers came to that bar because they knew that is the place I was, because there is nowhere else an officer could be. Either you are in the police line, the station, or you are in the shopping center. That area is very remote. There is nowhere else you can be. You are either of the two places. So because I was not in the police line, they knew I was in the shopping center. My senior was the one who came out of the vehicle and came direct to the bar, because that is the place that we were cheering, all of us. If you are not in the police line, we were on that bar. That's our routine. So they knew exactly where I could be. My senior called me, the senior, the corporal who had given me the envelope, called me and he told me, "Come, we want to see you." He went back and he boarded the police car, and I went back of the car, and also I boarded the car. I met the fellow officers, 2 officers One from our service who was administration police, and the other one was from the Kenya police. I asked them, where are we going for the escort? Because the hurry you have come to pick me, it seems the hurry they had is the hurry we were being there. That hurry was a process. Like if we are going for a rescue somewhere, that's how the police could be. Like they are in a hurry to go and rescue something or to go and rescue someone. So I asked them, where are we going to rescue something? Because the hurry you have come to pick me, it seems it's urgent. And they told me, it's not like that. There is something there is something which have been lost in the aeroplane, and we were suspect. So they are taking us as the suspect. We went straight to the police line, and they started the search of the houses of the two officers who were guarding the airplane, and also my house. The reason why I think to date, the reason why I became a suspect, to be the third suspect to be searched, is because before I reached the airplane, maybe the officers saw me with the couple, because I was very near reaching where the aircraft was.
Taken to Isiolo at dawn, he finally admitted what happened. It was stolen money.
At night, I can't remember well the time, because of the time of the day I had slept early. Maybe at around 23 hours, 23:00 hours, or between midnight and that time, my door was knocked. And I decided, and I thought, whoever is ringing my door, maybe it's my colleague, because he had gone for an escort that day. So I thought, he has not gone for the escort, he has come back, because we are going for the escort for the whole night and coming on the morning. So he came early. I decided to open for him because the door has been knocked. After I opened the door, I met it's not my colleague. They are officers from the General Service Unit, and they told me, they asked me, are you Gakumo? Gakumo is my father's name, and that's the name they were calling it. I told them yes, and they told me, we have been told to come and pick you, and because of the things that happened here during the daytime. I obligated because they knew my name, they knew my house, and they are officers who were guarding the police station at night. They have already opened the gate for them. They have shown them my house, and so I couldn't raise any Arab or resist. They picked me, and they had cuffed me and put them on the Arad Rover and took off with me to Isiolo now. I reached Isiolo at around early mornings. I don't know, I can't explain the exact time, but it was still that early morning. And I was taken to a police station direct and put in a cell. But not the inside the cell, but behind the OB. And we stayed there with the officers who were on the OB, and they put me in a good condition. They didn't harass me. At around 5 a.m. in the morning, it came 3 personnel. I didn't know them because they were in civilian. And one of them asked me what happened. Now at this time, I had seen the reality of what happened yesterday, because if I have been arrested that night, this is serious now. So I decided to say exactly what I could have said yesterday before, when the search was being done. I did say I have the envelope at that time, because my senior hadn't revealed to me the envelope was a stolen envelope. So I couldn't start saying I have the envelope or what. Now, after these 3 men asked me what happened,
And I knew now the seriousness of the matter, because from yesterday I knew the envelope was stolen money. I told them whatever happened. After I finished telling him what happened, he told me it's okay. And there is no other word that officer told me, and he went out. After he went out, the officers who were with me there on the OB, who were booking the drunkard and the disorders on the street, who after they have been brought, one of them told me, you have done a mistake because you could have not said what you have said. I asked him what should I have said, and that is what happened. And he didn't give me another version, only he told me, do you know who you have given that information? I told him no, I didn't know. And he told me that is the OCPD. I didn't know who an OCPD was by then. I was very junior in police service, and in our administration police, the short forms of those, the short forms of the administration police seniors are very different from the short forms from the Kenya police. For example, that OCPD is Officer Commanding Police Division. In our case, in the AP side, we had like SSSP, that is Senior Superintendent of Police. So with my being a junior officer, I hadn't known those short forms. And in the morning now, it came another guy at around 8 a.m. and he picked me and I followed him to his office. On entering his office, all government offices in the door, there are name tags. And his office had a name tag which I saw like CID. Also, I didn't know what is a CID, because in the as I have said, in the APs we didn't have the criminal investigating department. So I didn't know this is criminal investigating department, but if it could be in a full name, I could have understood that.
He was promised court in 3 days. Then he waited months as his bond was extended repeatedly.
The same question. What happened? I repeated the same. What happened from yesterday? And I gave the exact what I have just told you. And at that time, he asked me if I can write down whatever I have told him in my handwriting. I did so because in the AP we had been taught how to do statements. I did my statement, and that officer gave me a free bail and board. And he took me back to the police cells and instructed me not come out of Isiolo, because on the 13th, that was on first. Because on the 13th, I want you to come back here. I will take you to a court of law. And I went back to the station. At the station, I stayed like 3 days in the cells. And one of our officers, accompanied by 2 others, I knew him. Although they came with a civilian, I knew him because before we went to Garubatura at the first time, we went to a church. And the pastor who was preaching for us was a uniformed officer. So I couldn't have forgotten that uniformed officer, because he was the one who came for me in the cells. So I knew this is a police officer and he is a pastor, and although he was in civilian. And he told me, we will accommodate you to the police stations, to the AP camps, and don't come out of Isiolo, because the office of the CID told you not to get out of Isiolo. I obligated, and they accommodated me. I stayed in the AP lines, AP with the APs, and the 13th date alike. I went back to the CID. He did not take me to court. What he did is to extend my board. He extended my board from 13th to another 7 days. After those 7 days, I went back to the CID. He didn't take me to court. that board was extended from 13th November to December, I think 21st. The board was extended like 5 or 6 times without me being taken to the court of law. But meanwhile, I was waiting to be taken to the court of law. My office now, the administration police office, had already given me a summary dismissal letter. And after I gave them after they gave me a dismissal letter, they told me to sign a declaration form to surrender government property, which was in my possession. I had nothing at my possession by then. What I had is only the government identity card. I gave them the identity card, and they told me not to go back to the police lines because now I'm a civilian. They cannot accommodate me anymore. My uniform and everything that I had from the government was in my post in Garbatura. I didn't go to give them back. They broke my box and took everything that belongs to them or whatever looks like government being in my house. After I was now summarily dismissed, I started staying in the BMPs. By then there were guest rooms or lodgings. I stayed there until December 21st. That the day the CID officer released me and told me to go home because he has nothing to take me to court with. That is after he asked me, what is your office saying about this? I told him my office is not saying anything because they have already given me a summary dismissal letter. And that CID officer, after he heard that, he was shocked. And he told me, if your office have decided to fire you, I have nothing against you, or I have nothing to take you to court with. And that is how I was released from the CID offices.
Dismissed without due process, he rebuilt his life first in construction, then motorcycle taxi, then Uber.
After that now, I am a civilian without knowing where to start or what to do. God gave me courage, and I decided to be a man because they had taught me there in the police college to struggle and to be a gentleman at whatever cost. So I went for the construction sites and became one of the masons' helps. I worked there in the construction sites. That is now like 3-4 years from that time I was fired, and I decided, because construction sites are not paying well and sometimes there are no building being built, and the motorbikes now had started coming in Kenya, and that business of motorbikes had started the transporting people from up and down. So I decided, because I had done driving when I was while I was in a police, I decided to endorse my license with the stamps of the motorbikes. And I endorsed my license, and I started now becoming a motorbike guy. I did motorbike for almost 5 years. Now also I decided motorbike, I'm getting rained. The weather sometimes is not favoring. You get rained, you get so much wind. The cold, you are having cold this week, the next week you are not having cold, the next 2 weeks you are having cold. I decided to change the business, and I decided to go to Uber business. That is taxi business. I went to taxi business, and I stayed with the taxi business for almost 12 years. While I was in taxi business, I also thought of becoming a VIP driver because I saw having a license is not enough. So I decided to go back to class. I went to class and I did suitability test for a driver. Also I did occupation driving license, grade 3. I did grade 2 and grade 1. I wanted now to do comprehensive driving license so that I can be driving VIPs. I didn't finish because that license is also expensive and it needs time. I go and camp somewhere, and because now my work is hand to mouth, I have no time to go and camp in a driving school for 2 weeks. And getting the money to pay that comprehensive driving license is also expensive. So I did finish that line of becoming a VIP driver.
He spent years appealing, writing letters, seeking a fair hearing that never came.
After I got fired, I stayed like 3 years without now knowing who I am or what should I do. But after 3 years, I knew this happened with faults because I was summarily dismissed illegally and I was not given an avenue to be heard. So I decided to go to any office that I thought could have helped. What I started with writing appeal letters to those relevant offices. For example, I did a letter to IPOA, that is Independent Police Oversight Authority. Also, I did to the commandant from the AP. I did also to my commandant, to my seniors in Isiolo. I did to which other department? I remember, I'll tell you. But I have those receipts because I was doing the letters with the G4S. Although I could have been doing the letters so that I could have gone and got the stamp of the letters have been received. Now I decided now to go back fast to where I was enrolled, that is Isiolo district, because that's where the place I could have started. Because before they fired me, there was a process which could have been done and they didn't do it. They could have taken me to an orderly room proceeding which could have decided if I was guilty or not, so that now they fire me. They fired me without taking me to an orderly room proceedings.
Now, a father relying on a small farm, he appeals directly to the president for a second chance.
Oh, my president, if you can see me, if you can hear me, I pray for another chance. I pray for a second chance because whatever happened on that day was not my fault. I have tried to knock each and every door that I know, to talk to anybody that I know to help me go back to serve the people of Kenya. I loved my job. I love it even right now. And I wish you can help me and please give me another chance, a second chance. There is also a chance for me to serve the country because I'm not old. I'm 40 years right now and I'm willing to serve the country and act as the National Police Service Act requires.
His story is one of duty, betrayal, and resilience. Will he get his second chance?
Right now, I can pray for the president or anybody or the inspector general or anybody that can help me. Because the life I'm living right now is not even hand to mouth. I'm getting down each and every morning. You can see I have one cow which is almost getting calving, like 2-3 months come, and I'm surviving on that cow. I'm waiting for those hens to start laying eggs. They haven't started. I can't even have my family right here because life is so hard. Yeah, I don't know what to say, because right now even I haven't paid my school fees. I have a daughter which is in grade 4. I haven't paid the school fees. I have another child who needs therapy. He haven't talked, he haven't walked for 7 years. I can't even take him to therapy. Now I'm looking like a useless person, but I'm not useless. I know I can put up my socks. I'm appealing to the government. If anybody sees this and can help, I'm ready to be helped, and I'm ready to change. I also said I'm a VIP driver. Meanwhile, you can hire me if you have a job, so that I can survive and put up my family in a position that I'm also feeling I'm a father. Yeah.
I'm Nameless Campos, and this is Afrimax English.